What's up, Fackers? We are back with our Fantasy and Chill 101, counting down the top 101 fantasy football players for the 2020 season. Number 30 on the countdown is wide receiver for the Cleveland Browns, Odell Beckham Jr. He is our 11th ranked wide receiver. Last
Nice.
year, he finished as wide receiver number 27. His stats last year, he had 74 catches for 1,035 yards, 4 touchdowns on 133 targets. He scored 168.3 fantasy points, an average of 10.5 points per game. Okay, so a little lower ranking than we're used to seeing from him, finished as 27, but still a pretty productive year if you just look at the numbers. One thing about OBJ, we kind of think about it like he's been around for a while, but that's because he was just immediately in the spotlight. He's still only 27 years old, so still in his prime years here if he can get back going. He should probably see a bump in his touchdowns. Only had 4 touchdowns last year. Look for that to go up a little bit. He's always been a decent touchdown guy. And just the Cleveland Browns as a whole, I think, should be more efficient under their new coach, Kevin Stefanski. They were so up and down last year. It was pretty crazy to see.
Yeah, the thing that really jumps out to me with Odell Beckham is his current ADP because I mean this guy's been a stud. He's been a top 5 wide receiver several times in the league. His first 3 years with the Giants had double-digit touchdowns. And that one year he got hurt in New York, but he's had 100 targets every single year he's played. Even last year, 133. I mean, only 74 catches, a little bit of a down year. I look for him to take a big jump back this year with Baker, especially in that offense. I mean, it's going to be high powered, but he's going to be the go-to guy because they had all these guys last year, and he still had 133 targets. And yeah, I mean, Stefanski knows he's the man, and I just feel like he's going to bounce back. Hopefully 9, 10 touchdowns because that'll bring his floor up a lot. And what is his ADP? 47. I was just looking on a
I'm seeing
fantasy football
32.
calculator. He's 50
47?
It's
on
32.
fantasy football calculator. No, that's Happy BR. On fantasy
Yeah.
football calculator, he's 54.
That's wrong.
We play.
That's
There's
insane.
no way that hits
It's not.
54.
It's yeah. I think their ADPs are broken on
Huh?
there. So I think they're 80. I think it's like 34 or something. You looking on standard again? I have to put a.
Yeah, 55, half PPR, 10 teams. Fantasy football calculator has him going. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, no. Yeah, no, this is for 1 month from June to July. So the past month of mock drafts, he's been going 54.
There's no.
I
if
think
you can
people
get
got
him,
burned. That's
if
what
you
I'm
can get him
saying.
in the 6th round, then holy shit, pull
There's
the
no
trigger.
chance. That's right.
No, but I'm like, people got burned,
sure that's
and
not
you know
David
how this
Beckham?
works. Shut up. You know how this works, though.
Yeah, but not 6th
Yeah,
round.
but
It's definitely like 30 something.
I thought it might go the other way because you'd have to pay for his name. He's a big name value guy. You know, everybody knows who Odell Beckham Jr. is, but he's a couple years removed from being the top 5 OBJ.
Okay, this says 34
Yeah.
on ESPN average ADP. I don't know if that's
Yeah.
standard or
Probably more accurate.
That's more accurate for
Yeah.
sure. Like 4th round, 3rd round.
What'd you say Fantasy Pros has him at? 34?
32.
Fantasy Pros has him at 34?
32.
Me too.
Okay. Yeah. I mean,
But-
he does have the track record, like I'm saying. Like, I mean, it really depends on Baker Mayfield, let's be honest. I mean, he put up god-like numbers with Eli Manning. So, I mean, you think Baker can also, kind of emulate Eli a little bit, I guess. Fuck. But I don't know. I think the hype was too much for that offense last year.
Well, now they're getting Austin Hooper now too.
Hey,
Kareem Hunt's gonna be playing.
you know
a
who
full
the
season?
Browns is next year?
But
The Tampa Bay Bucks. Overhyped.
Except they have Tom. Didn't we have this discussion? They have Tom Brady, not Baker Mayfield. Like, that's
we did have that discussion.
like we said that last time we were talking about someone. Look, while we were talking about
Just don't
ADP
believe
real
in it.
quick. Look, this is Odell's history of ADPs going back to like 2017. 3.4, so like very early. 6.4, 11.5, 15.1, and now 30, 32. That's just
I'm
falling.
noticing a trend, Matt.
Yes. But now it doubled the
It's
past
fallen.
2 years.
And like he hasn't put up the same numbers, but he still has very high potential to. Like we're saying, the offense should be better. Baker should be better. He'll catch more touchdowns. He's still at 1,000 yards last year on 133 targets. He has had a history of getting a little banged up, but I mean, you can't really factor that into the equation.
Hey, CBS has him at 41, so I mean that's still crazy. Fourth round,
Yeah.
like
Well, you know
I
what
mean, there's guys.
this
I'm
reminds
sorry.
me of? The Browns offense reminds me of the Giants offense from a few years ago when they had all those guys, Ingram, Shepard. I don't know who the number 2 was. Was it Shepard when Odell was there?
Yeah, yeah, I'm pretty sure.
They signed Brandon Marshall.
Okay, well, never mind. But they had all those guys, and you knew one of them was going to fail, and then, yeah, you got burned. So I don't know. I think you can get burned by Odell again. But with this
You
ADP, I don't
can,
know.
but
You're not really going to get
yeah,
burned, I guess.
exactly. And like around his ADP, the only guy who comes close, in my opinion, of his upside is Juju.
Calvin Ridley. No.
Not, I don't think he has like top
I'm just
five
joking.
upside. I think Juju and Odell have top five upside.
I think
Okay,
Juju.
so like, you're gonna feel good drafting OBJ in the fourth?
If Odell is my second wide receiver, I'm ecstatic. If
Okay.
he's my number one, because I went three running backs, whatever, too. Fuck it, because he
I
has
mean,
that
yeah,
top five upside.
if you go three running backs, then he's a great first wide receiver.
Now, and I mean, like we always preach this, you shouldn't have a set like
Strategy.
position you're
Plan.
going to be taking per round. So like, but if you did go three wide receivers and he's your fourth wide receiver or even your third, like yeah, I mean,
I
I'm
don't
happy
think
as hell in
I,
that situation too.
I still think his ADP is going to come out closer to the draft time. Getting him in the fourth
And like
round
I
in the
said,
same
like
team, it
if
seems
you're looking at
too
this
good.
list of names and you see OBJ down the list, like he just has so much name value.
He does. He does.
Oh, you said you bring up
Like when it
Stefanski
comes
too.
down to it on draft day, not saying for you, Britt, because I know who you would take, but if you're looking at the names Kenny Galladay, Amari Cooper, AJ Brown, Odell Beckham, Cooper Cup, Adam Thielen, those guys, you're taking OBJ, or the average
Yeah,
person is.
Yeah,
yeah.
I agree. He still has that huge name value.
I want to bring up
What were you trying to say, Matt? You kept like breaking up.
about Stefanski's offense because if you go back to last year when he was on the Vikings, the offensive coordinator, they're a running team. And now he's coming into this team that has Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb. Like, I think they're just going to pound the ball a ton. And then you have all these other targets. Austin Hooper, Jarvis Landry's going to steal a ton. And Njoku's still there. Not a lot of targets to go around.
Look, I understand what you're saying, but Odell is a free. Like, I feel like he is one of the few guys who is not super big, but he gets separate. He's like Antonio Brown, kind of like he gets separation. He has hands like a motherfucker. He's got speed. He could take it to the house anytime there's an
He's
opening.
got
He can
Baker
take it to the house.
Mayfield. Oh, shit, wait.
Hey, and he did play with a hernia also. He put up, dude. Have you seen his stats with Eli Manning? 1,300 yards, 1,400 yards, 1,400 yards, 12, 13, and 10 touchdowns. Like, that's with Eli Manning.
So you're telling me the Browns need to sign Eli Manning
No.
then? So that's all I heard.
Hey, maybe.
No.
I mean, maybe.
Go back to Stefanski. Talk about him wanting to run the ball. He did run the ball a lot in Minnesota, but he was also able to maximize everything he could get out of Thielen and Diggs. And so he should be able to do that again with Odell and Jarvis Landry.
Yeah.
I think a lot of that had to do with Kirk Cousins, too.
Kirk Cousins isn't exactly fucking Tom Brady, so.
Who you taking, Kirk Cousins or Baker Mayfield?
In fantasy points,
If-
I'll take Baker.
Oh, yeah, as a fantasy
Bro,
QB.
they're pretty similar, probably, if we're just talking like where they rank as an NFL quarterback.
But if I have a wide receiver, I want Kirk Cousins throwing on the ball, not Baker.
No, I think Baker will have a bounce back year.
Wrong.
Yeah, I do too.
Take him.
All right, so let's wrap this up. Odell Beckham Jr. He is our 11th ranked wide receiver, number 30 overall. We out.
Yep.
Peace out.